Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hey guys, it's Rosa and welcome to True Heel Heat.
Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o para la calle.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat, YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 45, The Power of Negativity, as it is a dark day for us New Day fans. And we're going to be here to discuss the November 25th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw as only we can. And I am not joined by the one and only face and ace of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, Mr. Romeo Anthony Cologne. Hope that he's feeling better out there. This is not one of those episodes where I'm burying him for not crawling away or walking away, opposite of anything like that from the grind. Not like that. He is not feeling well, so hope that he's feeling better. But we got our six man. We got our pitch hitter. We got our closer for Rated Raw Review, the third co-host of the show to fill in, Mr. Chase Oliver. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Once my Mac wakes up, I literally, when you send me the text, this is a bad habit of mine. You asked me at 8:30. I said yeah, but then what happened was it didn't send, and then I was like, oh shit, it didn't send. So I literally saw your thing at 8:30, and I thought I hit it. I do this all the time. It's like a horrible thing. But once my Mac loads up, I'll be on the better mic and stuff, just using the phone. Sometimes with Macs, I don't know why they just do updates and they don't tell you when to do. I don't like updating my Mac all the time. I like keeping it on a certain theme just for plugins and stuff. But yeah, doing great, man. Thanksgiving's upon us. It's going to be a good time, and War Games is upon us.
It's a big week. We got coming off the heels of Full Gear. We got Continental Classic about to start tomorrow on AEW Dynamite, and then WWE gearing up for Survivor Series. And it's Thanksgiving. You got Black Friday as well. So, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. If this is going to be the only time we see you this week, we will be live tomorrow as well for our Survivor Series preview. So look forward to joining us with that. Going to be joining us Maggie from Fightful Overbooked. Going to be joining us to break down the card for this coming Saturday. But we got to talk about the go-home show for WWE Raw this week. Last time everyone saw you, I think you were on the Full Gear watch-along, right?
Yeah, it's Full Gear. Made some money off Kyle Fletcher. I just wish that Tony Khan would have made Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, my dog, beat Danny Garcia. That would have been a nice cash out. Plus 500. I love those odds. I was like, dude, no way. Danny Garcia is a perennial loser. Come on. What are we doing? My boy and Jack Perry, in Jack Perry's defense, whenever he's an underdog, he is 4-1 as an underdog. His only loss as an underdog was what was that match with Christian where like he got squashed by Christian pretty much. Remember, it was like when Christian first turned heel, he got injured. It was like one kill switch. Like Luchasaurus turned on Jack Perry. So that was the only time he didn't cash. But every other time he cashed as an underdog. So I had to go with the hot hand.
No, wasn't he an underdog against Bryan at All Out?
Oh yeah, he was. But I'm talking about when I bet on him.
Ah, okay.
He's 4-1 when I bet on him. Okay, so
only thing that matters is my bets.
Yeah, my bets. I don't care if I don't put money. Jack Perry is a good underdog to bet on. So I felt good. But Kyle Fletcher, what a saint. I love you, Ospreay. I love that you give these guys and same thing with Swerve. Swerve was an underdog in the Ospreay match. So the key is, guys, you see Will Ospreay as like a favorite. And he's friends with the underdog, just put the underdog. It's gonna hit.
Every time. Doesn't matter. It's just make sure it's a friend of Will Ospreay. But yes, I had a lot of fun. We talked about that show. We nearly did like a 4-hour review talking about that show because it was very interesting with the state of AEW and then the consistency of their pay-per-views. I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship.
Yeah. Hopefully the Continental Classic, because it was such a good tournament last year. Even I watched Collision for the Continental Classic and stuff. So like, I hope it brings back the, just the better consistency for AEW, because that's the one thing they're missing. Their weeklies are just so like hit or miss. Like some weeks you can watch, some weeks you don't need to watch. But now it's like, hopefully that brings back the consistency and stuff. Like that. My only concern is Jon Moxley's title reign. Like every match is going to feel like the Roman Reigns bloodline shit, where it's just going to be like, okay, wait till everyone comes out. That's my only concern. Other than that,
I don't really think he needs to put over people like that. I think that it was necessary for Orange Cassidy because of how I didn't think they properly built him up for that title match, but he came out of the match looking as great, almost as great as he did coming out of All Out 2023, because they made him kind of like tell a great story in that matchup. So it just depends. I wish they would have put him in the Continental Classic, honestly. I thought that would have been a perfect follow-up for Orange, but we'll see what they do in the follow-up. I don't think every challenger needs that because he beat the greatest wrestler ever clean at
exactly.
So
it doesn't matter. All we know about this Continental Classic, there's a spoiler. Okada's going to do what he does best: beat Will Ospreay in the finals. It's death taxes. Okada beating Ospreay in the finals.
Check out our predictions. We did our actual predictions that we did
Oh, I
toughest
did.
and best. Toughest and best, yeah, for everybody in the Continental Classic, and we gave our big predictions for the finals. So I have half of yours. Half of yours. I think Jimmy agrees with your predictions there, but check that out. We'll talk more about the Continental Classic, of course, on AE Ramble, which is not going to be on Thursday because that's Thanksgiving. We got time to spend with our family, but we will be live on Friday for AE Ramble. So stay tuned for that. Keep your notifications on so you'll always be alerted, but it'll probably be 1:05 p.m. Eastern time on Friday to review this week's AEW Dynamite. But we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live here. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand to talk about Monday Night Raw last week. Of course, show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We are less than 800 subscribers away from our goal for 2024 of 20K. So thank you so much for all the support so far, but let's get over the finish line. Let's get to 20K before January 1st, 2025. That is our goal for this year. So we appreciate y'all. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you. Hear your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, you could send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always, always appreciate the support. And you can also support us by becoming a member, like our good brother I Make Beats, who is showing love to me over today on Fightful Overbooked. Thank you for that, I Make Beats. He says, happy Tuesday, y'all. He says, as if they dropped Lesnar's name, he better not be coming back for real. I feel like it's little breadcrumbs every time they mention Brock. Like, let's just say it this week. Let's see how they feel about it. Let's see how they react. We got Vala B asking, you doing Movember? Are you gonna do Movember before the end of November?
I'm already doing it. I haven't shaved since August. This has been like a fully thing. Well, after November, I'm gonna do the UFC Russia look. I'm gonna shave the mustache, and so I can look like a UFC, so I can look like a Russian fighter.
Okay,
and then,
so the gimmick for November is either you get a mustache or you don't shave.
yeah. So for many people who don't know, it's actually for what I normally do is when I shave it, it's actually to donate for men that can't with testicular cancer. You lose your pubic hairs during testicular cancer, and a lot of men, that's how they feel like men, is like growing hair in their body parts and stuff. So like I know as someone that's been through chemotherapy, you do lose hair pretty fast and stuff. So a lot of men like that. So like when you shave your beards and stuff, like make sure you ask for a bag, and then you can find a way to send your hair to someone, and they'll make artificial pubes for other men. I know that's a weird thing to say, but that's what it's for. It's for testicular cancer support. A lot of guys just do it because it's like, oh well, I can't not shave. But most of the time I do shave the whole thing and then save it off. But I'm gonna keep the beard for a lot longer. Probably just shave this. This is getting fucking annoying. The mustache is like on my lips. It's like, oh yeah, God, it's terrible.
I understand that. But yes, there you go. There you have it. I haven't shaved in November either, so maybe I can do that.
Okay, better than Steve.
Probably do it before Thursday, before I see my family.
No, better than Steve. Steve like freaking did the thing, and he only has like little frizzles on his. He don't have no beard.
It's like, dog, you ain't got nothing there, man.
Yeah, no genes of getting a nice beard for Steve.
But yes, let's talk about last night's Monday Night Raw. Feels like a rare edition of Monday Night Raw when it's live and they're not taping another one right after. But we were in the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. What did you think about the crowd last night for Monday Night Raw?
I thought they were solid. I didn't think they were. I mean, Arizona's a weird place. The Desert Diamond Arena. I've been there a couple times actually because my friends live out in Glendale. But yeah, I thought they were solid. I didn't think they were super loud. They were hot for the main event, but other than that, I don't know. Like they were just they were like a decent crowd. I want to go back to this place.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't too enthused. Usually with Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, they'll have the loud crowds, and we've been spoiled on that. Even in the States, like during a lot of the weekly shows, a lot of the crowds are very louder. I wasn't feeling this one. I felt like they were quiet at certain times when they should have been louder. But let's talk about the opening segment, which saw Gunther coming down to the ring, being invited out by Jackie Redmond, the World Heavyweight Champion. She has a replay of his failed blindside attack on Damian Priest last week. Redmond says that it feels like we've seen a different side of Gunther since he lost to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. This leads to she reiterated the points made by Damian Priest. Gunther kind of struggled to find the words, which led to Damian Priest coming out to interrupt before he could respond. Redmond was about to leave, but Priest asked her to hand Gunther to the mic, so Gunther if he had something to say, he could say it to his face first. Priest wanted to see if Gunther had grown a set over the last week. Priest figured out what's going on with Gunther and that he wanted us to believe that the old Gunther was back. But they both knew that wasn't true. His killer vibe was gone. Gunther used to say whatever he wanted to anybody, and they wouldn't make a move. Gunther had accomplished a lot in his career, but Priest knew that his insecurities were because he had never had to face a problem like Priest. Priest wondered what would happen to the Ring General when he lost to a guy from the street. That was a good line. Gunther still struggled to find the words, so he turned his back and looked like he was about to leave after looking very, very upset. And then he decks Priest in the head with the mic. He hammered down on Priest. He takes him to the outside. He starts clearing the announce table, but Priest shoves him into the ring post. He then hoists Gunther up. He puts him up, and he delivers the razor's edge through the table. Gunther is down in a heap, but Priest stands tall over the champion that he will challenge this coming Saturday at Survivor Series. In a vacuum, this was fine.
Yeah.
But I hate the build to this matchup. I just hate the build to this matchup. This is it's a couple of things that aren't working for me. This is so against Gunther's primary traits as a character, as the ring general. We saw him be the Intercontinental Champion over 666 days. At no point did he have anybody that he had already beaten basically talk to him in this matter or feel like they were this big threat that he was scared of. And then also you have within that, I understand making Priest look good, making him look like a badass. That is totally fine. That should be the goal of the build to this matchup. But the way he's talking, oh, you've never faced anything like me. Once again, the second thing that's the major problem. He already beat you.
Yeah.
He beat you. No matter how much you want to say, oh, it was because of Finn Balor. Oh, my brother betrayed me. All this nonsense. No, he beat you. So at no point should you be saying he never has faced anything like you before.
I just wasn't a fan of this segment. To me, I was just like, man, are we really building up Gunther to look weak for Cena? So that way he's on Cena's level. Because let's be real.
Honestly, the build of this matchup, Chase, has made me feel that Gunther's not making it to WrestleMania with this title.
I've been on the whole.
I feel like he might drop it to Punk or Seth, and that's your.
See, I've been on the Punk might win the world title. I feel like this card, Punk was like, "Hey, you're gonna face Gunther, but you're gonna lose," and Punk said, "That doesn't work for me, brother. I'm not losing to Gunther at Survivor Series. I'll do the War Games match. I'll go do that and stuff. That still makes no sense to me why he's doing the War Games match. Would have much preferred Seth, but hey, you know what? Punk being Paul Heyman guy, sure, let's go for it. I like the craziness, but yeah, I don't know what it is. Gunther, strong first start to this title reign. Now it's just I also hate that they're redoing an opponent. I understand him and Priest have unfinished business because Finn cost Priest the title match. But still, I'm not. I don't know. I wasn't feeling like this feels like so random why it's on the PLE. This should have been the. You know how like sometimes Triple H is like, well, I only like 5 matches, so this will be on Raw, and then Cody versus Kevin Owens deserves to be on the PLE. That is a PLE match. Everything about that's a PLE match.
I literally did not watching this show. I literally did not know that they announced yesterday that it's at Saturday night's main event. Why are we announcing matches for Saturday night's main event when we haven't got through the PLE on Saturday? Why do y'all care about that? Why do y'all care about next week's Monday Night Raw more than you care about Survivor Series? Like, goddamn, Triple H, learn how to book some go-home shows.
Yeah, it's like you're building up for stuff that's like in the future. Because like you know how like sometimes you're like excited for something to happen, but you know it's like 4 weeks away and stuff. It's like cool, like you have to live in the present moment. You have to live for the day that you're living today. Like the event that you're going to is 4 weeks away. Why are we doing all this? Like sometimes I feel like Triple H, he overstimulates people. Like he just does too much where it's like too much overstimulation of, oh, this is here, this is here, this is here. And it's like, hey man, you got a main focus. It's called War Games. It's called Survivor. Like I told Romeo this, so I can't watch Survivor Series live because I don't know why WWE is like, we're gonna do this paper PLE early. We're gonna do it at. I was like, is there a UFC on or something? Like normally that's the nothing. There's nothing. Well, I think there is a UFC, but it's a free card or something. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are we doing this?
UFC at all? They don't want to interfere with it at all.
Yeah, dude. Like. It's so weird, like why they do it. So I'm missing it, and I literally told Romeo this and Walter when we were watching the Charger game together. And Walter and I said the same thing. I'm really only just watching the War Games, and I'm probably fast forwarding through most of the other stuff right now. But that's how I feel about this
before
card.
They announced the other matches, I was like, yeah, this is a 1-match card. I was like, because I actively do not care about Gunther and Priest because of how they booked this matchup, and I just saw it at SummerSlam. The Women's War Games was just I said it on the Flagship podcast this week. I was like, it was so haphazardly put together that it's like a boyfriend that forgets their girlfriend's birthday or their anniversary. It's like, oh damn, I gotta get a gift. And it was like Triple H was like woke up one day. It was like, oh damn, I gotta build a Women's War Game. I've been worried about the men this whole time. Like
I forgot that we do 2 of these themes. That's why we have 2 reams.
Two. Right. All right, we'll do that now. But yeah, that feels so haphazardly put together that it was only the Bloodline War Game. I will say, we'll talk about the match that was set up on this show. That match I am interested in. And then the other match they added, I was like, yo, this literally just started like 2 minutes ago. Like, what are we doing? What are you so badly did not want to put Cody and Kevin Owens on this show. You really wanted to put it on Saturday night's main event that you literally are rushing this one.
Yeah, it's so weird how he does that. Like that's my biggest complaint. It's just like because like if you were to tell me, hey, Survivor Series is this weekend, I'll be like, no, are you sure? Yeah. It's this week. Oh, yeah. I've seen the YouTube clips. So like, yeah, for sure. Like. No, nothing. Like that's my one problem with WWE right now, especially from the PLE standpoint. Some days I just don't know when they're happening. Like unless like I'm doing a review show or something or watching, like when I watch back, I'm like, wait, is it really this weekend? Like I thought it was gonna happen last week. Like last weekend, I was ready for the War Games, and I was like, oh, it's next weekend. And I was like, okay, never mind.
Yo, that's because he always books the week before the go home show better than he does the go home show. The week before the go home show is usually the better go home show than the actual go home show. I thought last week's Raw would have been a better go home show than this one because you had Bronson Reed coming out, you had Rhea Ripley returning, a lot of big happenings. This was more of a go home show for next week's Raw. But we do have one super chat donation here from the good brother Chuck Berries, who says, to me, it seems obvious that they should make their match at Survivor Series a street fight. Between Priest and Gunther, they should have had something where they do like a beat the clock challenge. Beat the clock challenge where they both compete in separate singles matches, and the winner gets to pick the stipulation, and Priest wins, and he picks a street fight. That would have been more interesting than what they did here. I thought the promo part of this segment, that's what I said, like, in a vacuum, this is fine. Overall, in this whole feud, I felt like this was a repeat. This was a repeat of the last promo exchange they had in ring. It's just this one had more violence and didn't have Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah, exactly. I would have preferred them doing a gimmick match, but probably hard with those two ring. I honestly, I hate going to these war games live. I went to the NXT one when they did I think it was Undisputed Era versus the Viking Raiders versus Ricochet versus Pete Dunne. And so I went to that one. I hated the two rings, especially if they weren't wrestling in the ring that my section could see. So I like during the Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler, I can't tell you what happened in that match. I could not see through the ropes and stuff. I was like, this is fucking terrible. Like and stuff. But thank God Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black, they were wrestling in the ring I could see. So I was happy for that one. But yeah, no, and the two rings, I don't like it. Especially because they don't use the second ring. Like the wrestlers act stupid and act like this ring doesn't exist. Like it's like you guys can use that ring. Like do some cool spots, do something. No, it's only for the war games we use the second ring.
That's all we got for you. All we can do there. But yes, we got Chuck Berries who says Gunther should be like, you want to take it to the streets and then let's take it there and have a street fight. There you go. Yeah, you could have done that as well, even without the beat the clock challenge. Backstage, we see Bianca Belair talking to Naomi about Jade Cargill being banged up, and she would be out for a while, but they would go after whoever did it once they figure out who's their fifth member for their war games. Naomi says they just need to find that person. Io Sky suggests Kairi Sane. Belair says that she's fine with Io, but she says that one person in Damage Control, I think it's enough. Naomi suggested Bayley, but Belair didn't like that, and like that even less, actually. Naomi and Sky kind of pleaded their cases until Rhea Ripley showed up to calm everybody down. She said that she didn't care who their partner was as long as they could hold their own weight and stay out of her way in going after Liv Morgan. Belair sarcastically applauded her leadership because she has nothing to really add here. But before they could get heated and get in each other's faces even more, Belair left and told them to figure it out. What did you think about this squabble? I thought this squabble was just here to just do a face-to-face between Belair and Ripley. The match they're going to honey dick us with for like the next 2 years.
No, dude, we're never seeing that match. It's going to be like the biggest one. Like, you know how we wanted Becky versus Ronda one-on-one for the longest time? Fuck that. We're never going to. Bianca versus Rhea, never happening. Let's give it. If it happens, it'll happen on Saturday night's main event like 2 years from now. It won't happen at WrestleMania. Fuck that. It was fine. I don't believe you, Triple B. I know it's you. Triple H is always doing this, putting his old storyline. You attack Jade Cargill. I cannot wait till they ask Saliva, hey, can you redo Always? And that way we can get the video package for Mania. I know what this is leading to.
But it would not make no sense though. It wouldn't make any sense.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Triple H redoes his storylines. I do not care. I see you, Triple H.
But when Triple H did it, he didn't cost himself a title to play up the whole thing.
Do you remember when Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez won the women's tag titles at NXT, and then Cora Jade betrayed her best friend next week? That's Shawn Michaels and Triple H. They don't care about this a lot. These are the women's tag titles.
They don't care about it making sense. They're just trying to do their own.
They just want it. They just want it. Whatever day, Triple H, that was the biggest lie you said 2 weeks ago. I did what I wanted. The product would be bad and stuff like that. Oh, shut up. You do what you want all the time. You book you fantasy book Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes as yourself. You projection. He projection books. This is how he did. I don't know how people have not seen this. Triple H projection books. He's done this as NXT. He's doing it on the main roster and everything like that. It's way better than Vince's booking, but I see it. I'm seeing it. I can't wait till the Always a remastered drops in 2025. Saliva's back. He got rid of the rock music just for this moment. But yeah, I just want Bianca and Rhea. Charlotte Flair, welcome back Saturday. Can't wait.
Oh, well, there you go. There we go. We got Chris who says it was Naomi who attacked Jade Cargill. Safet says, what if it's Naomi who attacked Jade? That would be interesting. A different side of Naomi that we haven't seen since pretty much what was it called? Team Bad. Team Bad was the last time that she was heel in WWE, which feels like an eternity ago.
Team Bad.
Team Bad.
What was it? Sasha, Mercedes, her, and I forgot the last person.
Mercedes, Tamina, and Naomi.
Oh, yeah, Tamina. How could I forget Tamina? Legend.
Legendary Tamina. Next up, speaking of legends, we got Rey Mysterio teaming up with Dragon Lee of the LWO to verse Julius and Brutus Creed of American Made. We got Ivy Nile out there, Zelina Vega out there, bringing them to the ring, but nobody at ringside. This is 2-on-2 tornado tag team action, and this was really fun. It was a nice, fast-paced action, kind of action-packed. You never had like a dull moment in the matchup. A couple of cool sequences, like Rey Mysterio doing a 619 to basically trip the legs of both Julius and Brutus, which allows Dragon Lee to hit a double foot stomp on both men as they're hanging upside down. It looks like LWO is well on their way to victory in this one when Chad Gable appears out of nowhere on the apron. He comes up on Rey Mysterio while the referee is distracted, and he twists his mask around so he couldn't see. Julius then rolls up Rey with a schoolboy handful of tights for the 1-2-3. The Creeds get the victory here in what I thought was a fun matchup. Like I said, fun matchup between everybody involved. Julius Creed is just so good. He was so good in a couple of instances, like catching Rey Mysterio in midair and then transitioning him into like a belly-to-belly suplex. He's just so talented, and you know he's going to get better as the years go by. So what did you think about this one?
Yeah, it was a good match. My only complaint is, Rey, you can lose clean, buddy. You're 50+ years old. You do not need to get the tights rolled up on you. Just lose clean. It's fine. You're not hurt. No kid is going to be like, oh, Rey Mysterio lost to Julius Creed clean. I can't. I'm no longer a fan. Still a Rey Mysterio fan. It's okay. Like Rey's like loves being. I just hate how much we protect Rey Mysterio in 2024. He's not winning no titles. He's like, unless Dragon Lee gets a rub, that's the only time I want to see Rey Mysterio win a title. So Dragon Lee can also be a tag team champ with him. So that's it.
That's fair.
Maybe Dragon Lee and Penta will be a good team when Penta comes next week or 2 weeks from now.
Coming to kick off 2025.
Raw on LWO Penta?
Or Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, Raw on Netflix.
Zero Metal Netflix. We got they aired the return of Paul Heyman and CM Punk on SmackDown and focused on how many views the video received. Over 72 million social views, the most views of any SmackDown moment of 2024, which says a lot with all the stuff that's happened in 2024 over on SmackDown. So big numbers there. We then go backstage to the Judgment Day's clubhouse, where we see R-Truth has arrived there. Liv Morgan seemed worried about War Games, but Finn told her to cheer up. R-Truth showed up to agree with Balor, and Truth says that he was hiding from Butch. Balor told him to get out, and Truth says he was upset. He says, "We ain't family no more," and Thanksgiving was off. And he left. Balor was upset now, and he told Morgan that her team needed to get the advantage considering their opponents in War Games, and that she's going to be locked inside a cage with Rhea Ripley. He was upset with Dom, who said that he allowed Damian Priest to get closer to the World Heavyweight Championship, but he wanted to be positive. He was happy that Dom and Carlito softened up the War Raiders last week. They were good team players, and that teamwork would help them and JD McDonough remain tag champions. And Morgan and Rodriguez would win War Games, and it would be a great week for the Judgment Day. Balor was about to say something about listening to him leading to success, but JD cut him off and said that they were one big happy family, which Balor agreed. And he liked him. I don't know if he cut him off because he could tell Balor was about to say something the rest of the Judgment Day wouldn't like or not, but came off weird enough.
Yeah.
Where wanted to make note of that, but like I said, this was fine to set up the tag team title match, I guess.
Yeah, cracks are forming. Judgment Day. Get those shirts on clearance when they go on WWE Shop. It's coming.
I swear, Judgment Day has spent more time with dissension than getting along.
Yeah,
in their lifetime.
Yeah, sad that R-Truth canceled Thanksgiving though. That was a bummer. I was really looking forward to. I was really looking forward to see what everyone was going to bring from the Judgment Day. I'm sure Dom had the chicken tendies ready. Liv, she doesn't seem like a cooker. Maybe she just had some fries that she heated up. You know, Raquel was going to bring some
microwavable fries.
yeah, she brings microwave. I mean, she does not seem like she cooks. And then Raquel was going to bring tamales, even though those are for Christmas and everything like that. Finn was going to bring some Irish stew. JD, I don't know what he's going to bring. Carlito, he's going to bring the apples. And then I think I covered all those idiots. Yeah, that's all of them.
There you go.
What a horrible Thanksgiving. Can you imagine if that was your plate?
That's a horrible Thanksgiving meal. No yams, no collard greens, no turkey. Like we don't depend on any of these people. But next up we had Ludwig Kaiser going one-on-one with the Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. Non-title matchup here. We get Kaiser attacking Braun in the early going, but Braun made a comeback, looking good early on. He was kind of taking over in the matchup after Kaiser's early advantage. He takes him to the outside where Braun goes for a running spear, and Kaiser drops down and dodges it. And Braun crashes into the corner of the announce table at like 100 miles an hour. It looked brutal spot there. The crowd were really behind Braun in this matchup. A lot of "Let's go Braun" chants. At one point, he cuts off Kaiser on the top rope and hits the Frankensteiner. He looks like he's getting ready for the big spear, but Kaiser catches him with an enziguri. He goes to the outside, rolls to the steel steps. So Kaiser looks like he's going to run around the ring and do his drop kick into the steel steps. But Sheamus comes out of nowhere. He bum rushes Kaiser to cause the disqualification. And this just ensues a huge brawl between all three men. Braun confronts Sheamus for interfering. Officials run down and try to separate them, but they start taking swings at one another. Kaiser jumps in and we go to commercial break. When we come back from commercial break, all three men are continuing to brawl. Pissed off, Adam Pearce marches out to announce that it will be a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship this Saturday at Survivor Series. The crowd popped initially for the announcement because they thought it was going to be for tonight, but when he mentioned Survivor Series, the pop went a little bit down. But good stuff here in setting up a matchup, which I am much more excited for this new matchup than the other new matchup announced for Survivor Series, because at least this one, even despite it only being a 2-week build, they do have kind of months of the Sheamus and Kaiser stuff, as well as Sheamus interactions with Braun Breaker, Braun interactions with Kaiser, that it feels like it's a much longer build than really the 2 weeks that put this together.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, because like, you know, they've been Kaiser and Braun have been like wrestling each other since like the summer. Yeah, same with Sheamus and Braun. I think they also fought for the Speed Championship not too long ago, the prestigious Speed title.
And they went to a time limit draw.
No,
they've never. Neither one of them had scored a victory over the other. They faced now 3 times.
Yeah, so I'm for it, especially because, you know, wow, novel concept. Getting a guy like Braun Breaker on this card, like, you want a guy like Braun Breaker on the card, like. It was inevitable. Like, you couldn't keep this guy heel. Like him being like, because like just himself in general, like he's just so cool, and so you can't make it. And then what he does in the ring is cool. Everything about Braun Breakers just screams cool. You can't make this guy hateable unless he goes against Jey Uso or Sammy. Those are the only people that the fans are like, we'll cheer these guys over him. Everyone else, he just feels different. So that's why I'm glad that it's inevitable that Braun's going to be a babyface for, or like a more edgier baby face, a tweener type baby face and stuff. So yeah, I'm good with this. I'm happy that they're doing a triple threat. It should be a good match. I want to know how Braun's going to do the spear around the two rings. Like that's going to be crazy because he's gonna, that spot's going to happen. It's going to be a wider lane, so he's going to be zooming around that. So this match maybe I'll just I'll fast forward the beginning portions, then the last 5 minutes I'll watch because I know that'll be like batshit insane.
I'm going to watch this one. This is the second match on the card where I'm like, okay, that's another match I'm looking forward to outside of the Bloodline War Game. So I
We
really
didn't talk
like
about
this
the
edition.
women's intercontinental title. What's this? Why
We're going to get to it. They brought it up later in the show. I know it aired. It went. They did the segment before the actual show, and then they just was like randomly popped it in here, and it was like, oh, they didn't make it as big of a deal as the pre-tape that Nick Aldis did for the US.
Nick Aldis sold me on that belt like that. What a GM of the year.
It's like difference in GM. Just saying. Just saying. We do have a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm, who says Naomi's face was like, hope people don't know I got Jade attacked. LOL.
Oh, come on. Bianca.
I will say the way she was addressing everything, it did make me suspicious of her.
No, Naomi's, you guys don't understand. She's a concerning person. Look, her husband's Jimmy Uso. She has to be concerned at every moment. Anytime this guy has a drink, she's like, oh shit, are you going to get behind the wheel or what? So she has to be concerned. She is a concerning person. She supports her sister and Jade Cargill. Bianca's face. Notice how her face, no care. Straight. Just like, we're going to find out. Yeah. Because we know who it is, Triple B. We know who it is, Oga. The videotapes will show it.
This man accusing an innocent woman, an innocent black woman.
Yeah. Well, didn't Will Chisholm do the same thing? He accused an innocent black woman in Naomi.
Hey, you the one who's on camera, sir.
Yeah,
you can't take it away. You can't take it away.
He put a super chat. He was on camera for like 2 seconds.
We don't have a face to match the name. We have it with you. But we get a much longer recap of what went down with the Bloodline over on SmackDown, which leads into an interview with 3 members of the OG Bloodline team for War Games: Sami Zayn, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. Kathy Kelly interviews them, and Zayn admits that they were shocked at Heyman's announcement of CM Punk, and he never imagined their partner would be Punk. He called Punk a complicated guy, and anyone who has known him has a complicated history with him, and that includes Roman Reigns. Punk and Reigns would sit down and talk about their issues on Friday. Zayn wanted to trust Punk, but wondered if he could. Jimmy was sure. He says they could trust him because they trusted the wise man and the wise man sentiment. But this leads to Jey Uso, who cuts a fiery promo because he's going one-on-one with Jacob Fatu this Friday on SmackDown in the War Games Advantage match. And he says that he would whoop Jacob Fatu's ass on Friday, and they would go on to go all the way on Saturday in War Games.
Yeet.
Good promo by this. This was a good setup, good preview for what's going to go down on Saturday at Survivor Series and Friday to set it up.
Yeah, I'm just sad. They robbed me. I remember months ago on the show, I said I cannot wait for the Jey Uso Tonga Loa War Games Advantage match, and they robbed us of that opportunity. And now I gotta watch good wrestling. Oh, I don't want that.
You gotta watch 2 stars. Oh.
Yeah, come on. I need chaos on my timeline. I need people. I need the memes, the video edits. Just give me that for once, Triple H. But yeah, no, that's actually a good advantage match. I actually avoided those SmackDown spoilers and stuff, but I cannot wait to see how they do the cinema for this. What corny music they're gonna play for the CM Punk and Roman Reigns intro? Are they gonna be in a super blacked out room? Are they going to
super blacked out room, the light on them, Paul Heyman in the middle?
Yeah, or are they going to meet in a hotel room? Are they going to meet on a rooftop somewhere at a dinner table? If Cody and Roman are meeting on a football field, they're going to be doing something so goofy for this. And is Punk going to be dressed up, or is he going to be with a cut-off sleeve shirt while Roman's all in his tracksuit? Like, I cannot wait. I hope the music's just as corny. I hope it's just something where I'm just like, why are you playing this for? Just them talking to each other.
I am the zone. I am the storm. It lies. There we
You're
go.
in my way, Punk. You're in my way, life.
You're in my way in life. For the World Tag Team Championships, we had the War Raiders challenging the champs, the Judgment Days, Finn Balor and JD McDonough. They went to a commercial break like a minute into this damn matchup, and I hate when they do that every Monday. But Judgment Day was in control when we come back from commercial break, and they were targeting Eric's previously injured neck as they did in last week's attack. McDonough gave him a neck breaker. Ivar eventually got the hot tag, and he ran wild on JD. They hit McDonough with an assisted power slam, the Viking experience, but Balor was barely able to break it up. Dom and Carlito ran out, leaped on the apron, but Eric and Ivar knocked them off. The referee watched this all transpire as the Raiders hit McDonough with the War Machine after taking out Dom and Carlito. Dom, however, helps out McDonough when he gets pinned after the War Machine and puts his foot on the rope for the rope break. The referee did see this, so he ejects Dom. Dom wouldn't leave, so that's when Eric knocked him and Carlito with the tackle. With the referee distracted, Balor knocked Ivar off the top rope, and he fell neck first on the ropes, and McDonough cradles Ivar for the 1-2-3 to retain the World Tag Team Championships. Once again, this feels like a Judgment Day title defense that I am underwhelmed with. I get hyped up because it's Finn Balor and JD McDonough. They should, like, regardless of how many title defenses they have, and that's a whole nother story, and I know WWE is just trying to push that as the only story of this matchup. But I feel like you could have had more to this story than what they offered with that. And I feel like McDonough and Balor are two good professional wrestlers who could have good to great matches with any tag team that they put them against. But the way they're laying these out, the way they're booking them, it's not much to the matchup. It's literally like 90 seconds before we go to commercial break. When we come back from commercial break, we get 2 to 3 minutes, and then here comes the Judgment Day interference. It's basically the same shit that we get with Liv Morgan's world title.
Yeah, like you're not giving JD and Finn a better chance to showcase their skills as a tag team. Like watching them sometimes because of just the time they get, it just feels like two singles guys having to be a tag team, and they have to do the spots that they're known for. When I feel like they can be a good tag team, it's just like you said, every match feels the same. They'll kick off. Oh, the baby faces are cool. Will they be back in control when we come back from break? And then we come back from break. Baby faces are down. Judgment Day is in control. And then JD does his single stuff. Finn does his single stuff. Maybe they'll do one tag team move with each other. But other than that, it's just like, I feel they can be so much better as a tag team together, but they don't get the time that they deserve. Like, this is why, like, the tag team titles also need to be on the PLEs so they can get those. Like, I can't remember the last time the tag team titles were on PLE that weren't featuring, like, big name stars and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, TNA is pretty big in Canada. I would have put Motor City in a match, against DIY. DIY has history in Canada. Would have been a good, I don't know, Triple H 6 matches. That would have been fine. I would have watched it.
Would have been fine. You did it for Bad Blood, but we can't do it for Survivor. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I won't argue with. We can't say anything's wrong with Triple H's booking. Remember.
Oh yeah. The Lord, the Savior. Oh God, Triple H himself. He saved us from the evil Satan known as Vince McMahon. So
he's so up in those clouds he can't see color.
Yeah, same with Lashley apparently. Will Chisholm's comment had me going.
Yes. Well, yeah. Damn, Lashley, just shut up. We were rooting for you too.
I had no problem with the question being asked. I Lashley has said this response a lot of times in many other interviews. I mean, come on. Lashley was trying to race bait Gunther in a promo at one point. Like, he was trying to get Gunther to say "people like you" and be like, "Oh, it's like." Lashley is very big on, hey, we're all equal. He come on, guys. He was Donald Trump's guy at WrestleMania. You should know how Lashley feels.
He was
You know,
Donald
Lashley has,
Trump's guy. He was a Vince McMahon guy. Like,
yeah. Come on, liberal Kamala H does not fuck with MAGA Lashley. Come on,
Mega Lashley, I'm done. We get a really good video package hyping up the New Day's 10-year anniversary coming up next week. That was announced for next week's Monday Night Raw. Big E was all over the video, but only Kofi and Xavier Woods were in the graphic for this. Woods and Kofi, they are meeting in the gorilla position. Woods wanted to squash whatever beef they have had over the past few months. They said they loved each other, and Kingston was proud of everything they've accomplished. Woods said next week would be the greatest night of their career. And Kingston says that he was excited to show everyone what they were all about tonight. And they go out as they're going up against the Alpha Academy, Otis and Akira Tozawa. And it seems that despite making up in the gorilla position, all of that changed once the bell rang, as the New Day were on different pages. They couldn't decide who was going to start the matchup. Kingston started, but then Woods immediately tagged himself in. They were arguing, so Otis took advantage. He hits a back elbow on Woods, and then he knocks down Kofi. He hits the caterpillar on Kofi. He then tags in Akira Tozawa, and Woods is hit with the big senton off the top rope. 1, 2, 3 in like 1 minute. Alpha Academy, of all people, of the unmitigated gall of Alpha Academy, to beat the New Day in 1 minute. Before this, Otis's last televised win was on NXT in 2023.
What? Wow.
This is his first win. This was his first win on Raw since July of 2023.
Jesus. Wait, what about Tozawa?
Tozawa is probably worse. Like, I don't even know about the last televised win he got, but this led into the post match here, where Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. It was like the cracks that have been showing over the past few months, and then the water just started to flood in on the New Day. They are arguing all the way to the backstage area, and this was the case of WWE doing what they do best, the one-shot take, and they follow this implosion all the way to the backstage area. Woods tells Kofi he was wrestling like garbage. Kingston says that he's been trying to help Woods for weeks. Woods took every opportunity and fumbled them. He says that he even gave him his shot at the Intercontinental Championship. And he was like, he was the one that was helping him when he was the king of the ring and standing by his side and treating this cape like he was flying. He was like, he fumbled that title shot just like he fumbled the crowd. He says there was a reason that he and Big E didn't let Woods call the shots all these years. It was because he was too reckless. Woods said that Kingston was too gutless to take his shot, and only did it when Woods joined them. Kingston became the champion because of him. Kingston says that he was already a Hall of Famer before they ever met and joined up in the New Day. That's why Woods came to them, not the other way around. There was a reason Woods still hasn't won a singles championship. It's because Woods was never a world champion like him and Big E because he wasn't good enough. Woods said that he was good enough to fight for Kingston and take beatings for him. The people believed in him just like he did, and that led to Kofi Mania. They handed it to him, and what did he do? He pitched it away in 6 seconds to Brock Lesnar. Kingston seemed ready to fight at this point, and he says that he was ready to do that if he was anyone else in the world. But Woods knew he wouldn't do it no matter who it was. Kingston says, "I'll see you at the reunion, brother." And Woods responded, "See you at the anniversary," as Kingston walked away. This was fantastic. You don't have to watch anything from this show but this segment.
Yes.
Like I said, this was the best go-home segment of the night, and it's for something on next week's show, and not the fucking PLE.
Right?
I want them to do the reunion at the PLE. I would pay money if I didn't have the Peacock. I would pay the $5.99 for the Peacock to see the New Day reunion. That's how good. This was absolutely fabulous work from both men. It was like everything, they got so angry that they said things that they can never take back. And they hurt someone that they love so much, but they've been wanting to say this shit for years, it seems. What a segment. What did you think?
It felt so real too. That's what I love, when it feels real. Like, you know, like these are some things that probably it's like, hey, I actually want to say, it's like, you know, when you have a best friend, you probably argued with your best friends like this. I know I've argued with my best friends like this. Like, you know, when someone's a best friend, when you can just let it all out on them and tell them, like, this is what you're doing wrong. And finally, Kofi, instead of just trying to pander to Woods, he just tells it how it is. He's just all like, when he said, I was a Hall of Famer, because he technically was a Hall of Famer before the New Day and stuff. And, you know, it's true, Woods probably isn't good enough to be a single star compared to Kofi Kingston and Big E. And Woods had some good counteract points. Like, I just love the tension. And yes, this should be like, come on, what happened to the PLE segments back in the day? Like, Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels, one of the best feuds they've ever did. Why did it was so good? They had a great pay-per-view segment where Chris Jericho punched Shawn Michaels' wife on accident. You know, that wasn't Jericho's intent, but it was an actual shoot punch and stuff. But this would be so perfect. Could you imagine after we get Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight, instead of watching a cajillion video packages for NXT wrestlers that won't pan out, we just see the New Day segment and we're like, oh man, New Day segment. Oh my God. And then we see it blow up in the ring. Like, oh man, then just give me that triple threat match. Like, come on. Like, that's what we should be doing. But nah, like, we got to watch more Eddie Thorpe videos. I got to know how he loves his tradition, and he'll never do anything like Jake Atlas or whatever, whoever else they're trying to promote. Who's the
Jake
next
Atlas?
gymnast?
Oh my God, I haven't heard that name in years.
So, dude, they just promote random fucks. It's not even the good NXT wrestlers. It's just like these goofs. And I'm like, they don't do shit on the show. Why you like they were promoting that little gymnast for like 3 weeks. I haven't seen her since. I'm like, where is she? She's not even there. Like, why are you promoting her?
They do some strange stuff on that, what they call the NXTs. But yes, what a segment this was. Safet says Woods and Kofi segment was great. We also got a super chat donation. Thank you so much. Will Chisholm, who says Bobby stopped MVP from answering the question because he knew he was going to say something woke. LOL.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing Bobby and MVP don't talk about is politics. Like, MVP's on one side, Bobby's all like, now listen, Montel, I understand, but you gotta understand where we're at right now. Bobby is one of them, unfortunately. I love Lashley.
You gotta understand the state of things.
Yeah. He's very, very, I mean, he moved to Texas, he buys a truck. Like, that was the weirdest YouTube video ever. He's like, I have a huge announcement. I bought a truck. I was like,
I watched that video and I was like,
I thought you were going to AEW, buddy. I mean, he did eventually go, but I thought that was the announcement. It was good. The truck, when it turned to the side, it would said Bobby Lashley is elite or AEW or something like that, or like elite on the side just to tease it. But no, you just bought a truck.
Or WEA.
Yeah.
Oh,
we are elite.
Something.
Yeah, we are elite. Yeah, or her on the side, something. No, it's just bought a nice truck. Yeah, bought a nice truck. So good for Lashley. Made money to buy a nice truck.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Now let's go over to the spooky land, Chase's favorite place in the world. The
Horrible.
Miz frantically approached Final Testament and warned them that he saw the Wyatts. Karrion Kross wasn't concerned. After Miz said that they didn't see him, Kross was ready to play games with the Wyatts. So Kross told Scarlett to stay in the back, stay in their locker room and out of danger. The rest of them left. AOP dragged Miz with them. Scarlett looked in the mirror, and when she looked far away in the mirror, she saw Nikki Cross standing behind her. The camera suddenly cut away, and we were left to wonder what happened to Scarlett when she was seen by Nikki Cross. After a break, Miz and the Final Testament ran into Pete Dunne after they couldn't find the Wyatts. Dunne wondered if they saw Truth, and Miz said no and invited Dunne to beat Truth up on his behalf. They went back to their locker room, but found Scarlett on the floor. Scarlett was out of it. She then let Cross know. She said that she was attacked by. She said who he was like. Who did this? And she said Nikki Cross. The camera panned out to show everyone has something to lose written on the mirror in red lipstick. What did you think?
Horrible. I'm done. No thoughts at all. I can't. I'm glad that this is where the Wyatt 6 are. You know, don't have to pay too much attention. They're staying away from main acts. Good. Just do this.
Because the American Maids still haven't recovered from there.
Yeah.
Here we are. Yeah, this wasn't for me. There's probably an audience for this, but it just isn't me.
Yeah, Romeo probably loved this. The great segment. Yeah. Oh, I loved everything. Scarlett on the floor, Nikki in the mirror. Like, this feels TNA Hogan Bischoff era bullshit, where like Winter is in the mirror and she's like controlling Angelina Love or something. Like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm over it. Before Raw went on the air, the Women's Intercontinental Championship was revealed. They aired a clip of Adam Pearce making the announcement. He introduced the Women's Intercontinental Championship in a white strap with plates identical to the men's version of it. A tournament will begin next week on Monday Night Raw to crown a new champion. No names were announced at this time. What do you think about the announcement for the Women's Intercontinental Championship?
That's cool. I mean, Lyra Valkyria has to do something on the show, right? Like, she's not going to go for the women's side, so she has to do something on the show. Io Sky can win that belt. She'll look good with that belt. Like, honestly, we know why WWE's doing this. It's for the money. You know, these belt collectors, they're taking it. They haven't released a belt in a while, and everyone's like, oh, because when Jay brought the new belt with the blue, everyone's like, put the white strap on there. How foolish are you guys? Come on, you know what?
I know. Can't do that.
The white straps are for the women, black straps are for the men. And you should know this by now. And yeah, it's fine as long as they use it correctly. As long as it's not just like a belt just to have the belt, that's fine. But we have to wait and see for both those US and IC titles. Like, are they actually going to have meaningful storylines, or are they just going to be like how the men's IC and the men's US were before the Triple H regime, where they were just kind of like, they're just there, and then like they're just there for them to hold a belt, you know? Like, I got to see how it works out. But hey, make your money, WWE. Belt collectors, sorry. You guys are now $1,000 poorer because you have to buy the US belt and buy the IC belt. And actually, you guys are like $1,600 poorer. Probably have to buy that CM Punk Signature Series belt. That fucking spinner 400. It's 434. So.
I don't know why people do that to themselves, but here we are.
I got two.
They went through the matches for Survivor Series War Games, and they announced a brand new matchup for the United States Championship. It will be LA Knight defending against Shinsuke Nakamura. This literally started like 5 minutes ago. Like Nakamura returned like 10 days ago. Like, what are we doing?
Can we just send Shinsuke to Noah? Can Shinsuke just be like, when the GHC heavyweight champion, just be the WWE representative that has the GHC title, like, or something?
I wouldn't mind that. I
That'd
wouldn't mind
be
that at all. Actually,
so much better than whatever they have. Like, I understand. Like, look, as someone that loves Shinsuke Nakamura because he saved New Japan Pro Wrestling from the Brock Lesnar era, him and Tanahashi will always have a special place in my hearts. He has one of my favorite matches of all time with Kota Ibushi for the IC title. Like, I love Shinsuke. It's just like, this is what they do with him now. He disappears, he comes back, cuts a cryptic promo like, "This guy is my target," and then all of a sudden, he wrestles for a title. He hasn't done shit, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I love him, but it's just like, come on, like, every single time it's the same thing, and then he loses, and then he disappears, or what they will do is he will win, and then remember when he was IC champion? Yeah, you don't, because Sami Zayn felt like the IC champion more than him because he was the manager for Shinsuke. Like, Shinsuke just has this weird run in WWE. Ever since the Royal Rumble win, it was just like he just said, "I'm good, brother. I'm good." After that, AJ Styles,
I'm coasting, guys.
yeah, I look, I'm here to surf and get paid. That's it. America is great, country of opportunity and freedom. Like, that's it. That's all Shinsuke's here for.
That was such a good Shinsuke impersonation. I can't front. I forgot to ask.
That's where my part Asian comes in. I can do a lot of good Chinese and Japanese. When I used to speak Chinese to the clients, a lot of them would think I'm half Chinese because I would do my pronunciations very well. Ni hao, yeah, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you speak it so well," and that's how you have to speak it. If you try to speak it like ni hao, da 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 da, they don't understand. But if you go, "Hey, yeah," but yeah.
There we go. I never asked, who is your pick to become the inaugural women's IC champion?
It should be Io Sky, but yeah, I'll go with Io Sky. I think she would be the best choice.
Even though she's going over the women's world championship right now, she's the number one contender.
Oh yeah, I forgot she won that stupid match. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that battle royal.
Yeah, the battle royal. Let's see. I guess Lyra makes some Crystal Curse of Dakota Kai. I don't know. She just came back. Triple H don't like that.
I think Dakota Kai is a good shout because she had the video package last week.
Okay.
They also had one for Lyra Valkyria as well. If I had to pick one though, from the Raw roster, let's go with something interesting. Let's go with Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, I was gonna say Diesel needs her title too. You know, yep. HBK has the world title. Let Raquel be the Diesel with the IC title.
Exactly. They want to hold all the gold.
The women of the Judgment Day carried the weight. The men, not so much.
Not so much. So they need to do more. We got a Solo Sikoa vignette, his video promo with the rest of his mob of the bloodline, and they talk about how Roman Reigns, he's really slick, he's really smooth. Had Paul Heyman, the wise man, had CM Punk. He was like, but all of that won't matter at War Games. He says that Jacob Fatu will beat Jey Uso to give them the advantage, and they would run through the OG bloodline and CM Punk, as CM Punk answered the wrong favor. What did you think?
I'll say this: Solo's getting much better on the mic. He's been
much better.
He's so even though I hate him, can't stand his guts. You know, his theme song is actually my theme song when I take a number 2. Like, I just play that song so that way I can remember how much of a piece of shit he is. But other than that,
taking it all.
Yeah, taking it all. But no, he's played so much better on the mic. Or he's just more charismatic. I don't know what it is and stuff, but yeah. So it was fine. I mean, I don't know why we're hyping up the SmackDown match on Raw, but okay, you know,
did a lot on this show. Hey, yeah, they did a good job at doing that, not the other one. But speaking of the other one, we had WWE Women's Champion over on SmackDown. Nia Jax is here as she talks to Team Liv ahead of War Games and ahead of her War Games Advantage match against Bianca Belair. Belair in the ring, and her and Jax, they apparently, I guess all the other participants in War Games were banned from ringside. Nia attacks Bianca right at the bell, attacking her and getting an early advantage, chucking Belair into the barricades on the outside. Belair fought back. She started using her power against Nia Jax, using her Nia tried to use her hair, but she fought back. She does a standing moonsault and then hits a leg drop for a 2. Jax gets up to the second rope and hits a leg drop of her own off the middle rope for a 2 count. While standing on the middle rope, Belair press slams her down to the mat and then does a standing moonsault, head spring moonsault for a 2 count. Jax responds with a Samoan drop. She goes to the middle rope for the Annihilator, but Belair comes back and hits a German suplex. As she was coming off of the turnbuckle, Nia rips off the top corner turnbuckle pad. Jax splashes Belair into the exposed turnbuckle and then gives her a Samoan drop onto the announce table, which didn't break. Jax wants the count-out victory, but she didn't think there was going to be enough, so she goes back outside and shoves Belair into the steel steps. Jax was posing on the second rope as the referee was counting Bianca out, which allowed Bayley to run down. She trips Nia, and she falls right into the exposed turnbuckle. This leads to Belair getting back into the ring. After seeing that Belair had helped her, she hits a 450 splash. Bayley standing at the ringside after helping Bianca, and this allows Bianca to get the 1-2-3 on the WWE Women's Champion. Bianca Belair has helped her team Rhea get War Games advantage coming up this Saturday, and it seems like they also found their 5th member in Bayley. Match was solid. It was solid enough. The crowd was into it the entire way. I do like the finish with Bayley coming in to help them out, going around the whole stipulation of the other War Games participant now being allowed at ringside, because Bayley's technically not in quite yet, but it looks like she's going to get that 5th spot for sure. And Bianca pins the WWE Women's Champion. So hopefully, when I think if she's going to be out for as long as they said he's going to be out, I think PW Insider reported Jade Cargill's scheduled to be out for 3 months. Even like her WrestleMania plans are in jeopardy. You take the tag team titles off of them, do another goddamn tournament, because Triple H loves tournaments right now.
Are they really tournaments? They're just like triple threats that become a tournament final.
It's like qualifying matches into a triple threat tournament. But yeah, that's where we're at. I think that they take the tag team titles off of them, and this sets Bianca up to be a future challenger for Nia Jax, maybe at the Royal Rumble, for the WWE Women's Championship coming out of this. But I absolutely despise, without reason, baby faces having the War Games advantage. I hate it every time, and they do this every goddamn year, especially under the Triple H regime, especially since War Games came to the main roster. He can't have both War Games matches with the heels having the advantage. He always gets one. He books one of these matches to have the babyface having the advantage.
Yeah, it's always like the only time I liked it was the Bloodline one, because come on, let's be real. Roman's not working. Roman does not want the event. Roman wants to sit in his cage. He deserves it. He works so hard to sit in the cage. Come on. Yeah, the chair. That's I gotta rewatch all the War Games before this one. I actually watched last year's War Games again and stuff. That was actually pretty solid. I remember. Yeah, I don't know why they get the advantage, especially because they don't have. Obviously, Bayley's probably now the 5th person until Charlotte Flair attacks her backstage, and then she takes the 5th spot. Which will be my favorite moment.
Charlotte don't come back for War Games. She comes back for championships.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The line, I am the line. Greatest thing she's ever said, because it's the truth. SP3, come on. Saturday night's main event is coming up. This is a Saturday night's main event title match if I've ever seen it. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, come on. Triple H building up for all the other shows besides the pay-per-view on Sunday, or PLE, whatever lingo we're using nowadays. But yeah, good main event for me. I enjoyed it. Like Nia, every time Nia's in the ring, I'm just like, dang, she's just so much better. It's just like it's enjoyable. I love it's like it's giving me that Awesome Con feeling from when Awesome Con was in TNA from like early '09 when they first introduced the knockouts. Like I'm loving what Nia's doing. Like maybe it's more biased towards Nia, but I'm just enjoying her work as of late. So, but yeah, Bianca winning, I'm always a fan of that. I love Bianca Belair. So yeah, women's getting the babyface is getting the advantage. Just makes no sense. Like what are we gonna do? Is that like is Rhea when she comes out, is she just gonna bust open the cage and then force Liv into the match at the same time? Like, is that what we're gonna try to be doing? Like, I don't know.
She's like, she just rips that door open and she drags Liv down at the same time. So
Yeah,
no one gets the advantage.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there we go.
We
booked a match for you, Triple H. You can thank us later. Send us a super chat. You know, it's okay. We know you watch. You and Tony Khan watch. You guys just don't want to send you guys just have millions of dollars. Yeah. You just want to donate to small creative channels. So, you know,
just send it under your burner account. Humphrey Harold Harris.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out which user is Tony Khan's. When I watch Ramble, when I go through the usernames that pop up in the chat, there's one that pops up and I'm like, I haven't seen you before. I try to see, is that Tony Khan's burner? Is that the burner of Tony Khan? Because as you know,
if they're a little too positive about AEW, you're like,
No, not just it's just like you're not in the chat that often. Like, who are you? As you guys know, I'm a moderator. So even if the person deletes the comments, I can still see that person's old comments. So I'm always curious. I'm like, is that you, Tony? And stuff. We all know Triple H watches, but he just has it on in the background, and he's more of a stalker. Like Triple H is more of a stalker. He's just like he's like Joe Goldberg. He's just waiting for his next victim.
But yes, we've come to the end of this edition of Monday Night Raw. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. And of course, we appreciate your super chat donations. Final call for super chat donations, as well as tell us your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Chase, for the November 25th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle. Thumbs in the middle for me. I like the best thing on the show was a 2-minute argument backstage.
That didn't build to the PLE.
That did not build to the PLE. And I try to grade a lot of these go-home show as a go-home show. So that's why I'm like, thumbs in the middle.
Yeah.
Out of 10, what did you give the show?
Just a 5. Like, it's like, so it's a 5 because you get the main event that build towards the women's war games, the opener that build to the world title match at Survivor Series War Games. But then the rest of the show, what do the Creeds beating the LWO do for anything? I'm fine with filler on go home shows, but it's not like there's anything built for those two teams at the PLE. And then same with, you know, like Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, great segment, can't knock that, but you're building it towards next week's Raw. At least we got a triple threat IC title announced, but I almost felt like Triple H just put it there out of necessity because like he lost Cody and KO. So this match, honestly, that triple threat IC title, it probably would have been announced for next week's Raw if Cody and KO were on the show. So I can't really give them credit for that. It's just more of like, well, we wanted a big match for Saturday night's main event, so we just filled it in with this match. It's a fine match, but I felt like it would have been ended up on next week's Raw. So tag team title match does nothing for the PLE. It really doesn't. So that's why I have to give it a 5. Like that's the problem with Triple H's go home shows. Like they do nothing for the actual show that you're building up towards a lot of the times. He treats it like it's any other episode of Raw, or like that. He always treats it like it's the episode after the PLE. It's like, no, dog, the PLE's Sunday or Saturday, whatever day you want to do it. It's not, it didn't just happen.
They talk about the PLE more after the PLE than before the PLE.
Exactly, yeah. He does it so weirdly. He does it reversed and stuff. So that's why it's a thumbs in the middle, because there was decent build, but overall the show wasn't that enjoyable. It wasn't like, oh man, that was a great episode. I'm like, no, I'm not hyped for it. I'm only hyped for like
it's like the best description of a thumbs in the middle episode. It was mid.
Yeah.
It was mid. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
mid.
like
That's
the
why
Chargers.
I can't even give it a high thumbs in the middle. I gotta give it a straight thumbs in the middle. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for me. I just yes at point. I think I needed to watch the finish of the main event over because I fell asleep because the show was just pretty dull. It was pretty dull. So, what did you give the match of the night?
The main event. That's my match of the night. Bianca, Nia Jax.
I was like, it's between this and the LWO and American Made. We've seen that match before, so I'll go with Bianca and Nia as well. MVP for the show, it's the New Day. It's Kofi Kingston,
Oh.
Xavier Woods.
Unanimous MVP, just like Shohei Ohtani, easily.
There we go. And LVP for the show, Chase?
Final Testament. I don't. Both those idiots. The whole group, that whole segment, LVP.
I was gonna say Gunther once again. I'm gonna say Gunther.
Oh,
I'm not feeling this booking at all.
Are you ready for the opening of Saturday night's main event when CM Punk wins the World Heavyweight Championship and that's our big title change? Yeah, go to sleep.
Go to sleep on NBC. Go to sleep. CM Punk, new champion.
I cannot wait. And then he's like, and then he just takes another subtle shot at AEW. My first world title win since 2013. It's like dog.
This is the real world championship.
This is a real world champ. I've held many fake championships before, but this is the real world championship.
Real world championship. Yeah, he would be
punky.
that petty.
Yeah, he was petty during that little upfront thing or wherever the fuck he was at when. Why was Peter Rosenberg like a gajillion miles away from the camera doing that interview? That was the weirdest interview I've ever seen.
It was very weird where they had the camera at. Chase, thank you so much for joining me this week. I appreciate you coming in last minute, helping me out here. And I want to let you get the opportunity to let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they might see you again on the YouTubes.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on X at ChaseOliver68. I'll be talking about Raw again with Steve on the Raw Rundown. I don't know what time he's going to choose. I don't know. He might have had 3 edibles like he did at Full Gear and fall asleep during the review. So that was ridiculous. I banned the edibles at Mania. I said you can't have that. And then tomorrow on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment, Stacking and I are back. We're going to be predicting all the football games since there's going to be 3 on Thanksgiving, 1 on Black Friday, the rest on Sunday, and I think there's 2 on Monday night. Oh, it's a jam-packed football week. So that's when I'll be on next on YouTube.
Way too much football. No. But yes, go over there, follow Chase, check him out on Around the Point. Check him out on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. You can follow the gang Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. That's the best place to support us when we are not live here, but we got plenty of live content coming up this week for Survivor Series, general content for sure as well. We got tomorrow. That's going to be at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. It will be me and Maggie from Coexisting with Rob and Maggie to preview WWE Survivor Series 2024. We also got this week, we'll have another clip from the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. That's going to jump on Thanksgiving Day. I believe it's either going to be the Speedball Dream Matches for AEW or our video on the state of AEW currently. So check that out. That's going to be dropping.
Why couldn't we get Speedball in the Continental Classic? That would have been insane. I would have been like, oh.
Put him in the Blue League. The Blue League needed that. But
no, Okada wants an easy buy. That league is the Okada like, wait, you want me to wrestle who? Osprey.
It was like Okada got to choose what block he was in.
Yeah, he's like, my toughest test will be Kyle Fletcher. Okay, that's it. I'm not wrestling any of these.
Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Shelton's in. Yeah, he's gonna beat him.
But yes, we have AE Ramble on Friday. That will be probably at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time as well. Saturday, we got the flagship podcast at 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. Then we also got the watch along for WWE Survivor Series. And on Sunday, we got our live review of Survivor Series. But check out all the great content we already got on the channel right now, like our AEW Full Gear 2024 preview with myself, True Jaw Josh, Top Guy JJ, and Professor Chris. Check out another clip from our True Hill Heat flagship podcast when me, Chrissy Love, and the True Jaw Josh predicted who should face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 41 with rumors of her return circulating. Check out the flagship podcast from this past Saturday, True Hill Heat 304. And check out me and Jimmy Macaram with a surprise preview for the AEW Continental Classic 2024 tournament. Check that out. That's up on the channel right now. But for me and Chase, thank you all of you for joining us live. Thank you if you're watching us on demand. This has been Rated Raw Review number 45 for the November 25th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.